For more than 75 years, Canadians have trusted the Canadian Cancer Society to lead the fight against all cancers. This fight for life requires a steadfast commitment to research, a fundamental belief that we can stop cancer before it starts, and a promise to improve the lives of Manitobans living with cancer. Cancer affects all of us. This year, more than 240,000 Manitobans will be directly affected when a family member is diagnosed with cancer.
August 16th, 2011, Broden was diagnosed with medulloblastoma, brain tumor. I guess it would be probably we had to stay in the hospital. So the surgery had to be done the next morning. We were not allowed to go home. Brody had 15 hours of brain surgery. My husband, Darren, Warbeck, and myself sat in that little room waiting for 15 hours with family.
Before she was 25, Darcy Instance had beaten cancer 3 times. She refers to it as Darcy 3, Cancer 0. But cancer has had a profound effect on her life.
It's made me more grateful for what I have. It's changed me for the better and for the worse. I'm much more anxious now. I want to move on with my life. Like, a lot of things have been put on hold. I've had to put university on hold twice now. So I'm 25 and I'm still in my 4th year education, which is taking me forever. So that's frustrating, and I just want to have a career.
I had got diagnosed 5 years ago with a molar pregnancy, which they had to surgically remove. 2 months after the surgery, it came back cancerous, which most of the time it's not, but mine was. All I was concerned about was losing my hair. It didn't really kick in until I heard chemotherapy, and then I was pretty scared.
With the support of family and friends, Angela beat cancer, but was told she'd likely be unable to have any more children. She met her husband 3 years later at age 23 and became pregnant with Isaiah.
Well, he was born on November 30th, 2011. And we brought him into the hospital for an ear infection because he got teeth, he got an ear infection. And the doctor something didn't sit right with him. I said, he's sick. And he says, yeah, he might possibly have leukemia. We were in the hospital for 2 days, and then that second day they diagnosed him with ALL, just acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I couldn't go to the mall. I couldn't go to the park. I couldn't go anywhere where there was children because I would just stay home with him all the time. I would look at those kids and see them running around and all happy. It's like, well, those kids aren't sick. You know, it was very hard for me to look at other children.
You know, when they say, well, we don't know, and I'm going, why don't we know? It's 2013. So I guess I'm trying to get people to donate, do what they can to help Broden. So he doesn't have a 50-50. My husband and I are so different. He says he's cured. He's cured. And I'm the one who believes that every second of the day is just a gift. And if you see him so full of life, you wouldn't know he was ever sick.
We know that to change cancer, we must understand it better. That's why the Cancer Society has contributed more than $1.2 billion towards life-saving research. Every year, we invest more in cancer-fighting research than any other national cancer charity in Canada.
I started off in medicine first year medical school in 1977, and I very clearly remember one of my profs telling all of us that by the year 2000 cancer would be beaten. We'd have effective cures for all these different types of cancer. As everybody knows, that has not happened, and it's because cancer is a very tricky disease. Cancer is a multitude of diseases, all of which individually are difficult to treat, and the sum total is a huge burden on all of society. I've been very happy that the Canadian Cancer Society has been involved in trying to take on this absolutely massive enemy.
One of the ways the Canadian Cancer Society is taking this enemy on is through research funding.
I'm attending both medical school and graduate school at the University of Manitoba because I want to give back to my community and home province. The Cancer Society has been an invaluable support in allowing me to pursue my dreams right here in Manitoba. In the past 12 years, the Cancer Society has provided research teams in Manitoba with over $13 million to continue to make progress in cancer research.
Dr. Michael Mowat is one of those Manitoba researchers whose work is benefiting from the support of the Canadian Cancer Society.
We're interested in a gene called DLC1, which stands for deleted in liver cancer 1. Because this gene was found deleted in the chromosome in liver tumors initially. But since then, they've found this gene deleted in breast cancer, lung cancer, prostate, and colon cancer. So what we're doing is trying to understand what this gene does in mice. Over 75 years that the Canadian Cancer Society has been funding research, a lot of advancements have been made in the knowledge of cancer. But the Canadian Cancer Society has contributed a great deal in that time. So there have been a lot of well-known Canadian researchers have made big breakthroughs in cancer research, and that's through funding through the Canadian Cancer Society.
They've made like leaps and bounds, and my grandma, she was diagnosed years ago, like 20 years ago, with breast cancer, and it was so much different. She was just re-diagnosed actually at the same time I first was, and that it's so much different even just for her. So I don't really see the changes because I never went through it 20 years ago. But even for 7 years, like the pills that they give you before chemo and having a nutritionist talk to you about eating lots of protein after chemo, I didn't know that. And so this session I ate chicken and eggs like they were going out of style, and it helped. It really did, and I didn't know that. So even just little stuff like that, like, it's so important because there's a cure somewhere. We'll find it.
Cancer patients and their families will need the support that the Canadian Cancer Society can offer. We provide support programs that have helped millions of Canadians and tens of thousands of Manitobans find the information and support that they need when they need it most. One of these vital programs is the Canadian Cancer Society's transportation service. Last year, Victor Morello and hundreds of volunteer drivers provided cancer patients in 52 communities more than 30,000 rides to and from treatments. Countless lives are at stake, untold human potential at risk, but with your support, we can make this devastating disease manageable and create a tomorrow where no Manitoban needs to fear cancer. Together, we can change cancer forever.
I'm thankful that I didn't give up on my chemo, that I fought my cancer to the end, and I did. And I need to be strong for my son so he can do his and be strong to the end. So I'm just thankful that I have more strength to help my son than I did for myself, because it is very hard, and people would think the other way around, but no, I need to be up and happy, and I try not to be sad, but I'm just thankful that we're both still here and that he will be at the end too.
A group of people who can act collectively on behalf of not just a single patient, but on behalf of all cancer patients. Very, very important that we get the group of consumers who are cancer patients and their families to be able to have a voice and to be able to have a very strong voice to make sure that cancer treatment, cancer programs are developed in the right way. And that's one thing that I think the Canadian Cancer Society has been very good at.
I don't like 50-50. I don't like 90-10. I like 100%.
For 75 years, the Canadian Cancer Society has been with you in the fight for life. With your help, we will continue to make a difference.